What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to GNR Frank. My name is Francisco, and today, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. I hope you'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families, your loved ones, and especially with your food. But without further ado, we got things to talk about, headsets to review, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and review the EPOS Sennheiser GSP 302. Let's go. Ladies and gents, in what will be the second Sennheiser headset that I review, we went ahead and picked the GSP 302 gaming headset right here. Ta-da! Boom. This is a closed back wired gaming headset. I picked it up on Amazon. I want to say it was on sale for around $79.99. It typically goes for $99.99, I believe. And I gotta tell you, there's some really great things about the headset that I really enjoy. There are some things that I'm just not a fan of and some things I'm a little disappointed with, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's look at the headset, shall we? Ta-da! Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the 302, the GSP 302 right here in an all nice matte black finish with its pleather ear cups that are very, very, very cushiony, very nice and comfortable. It is a flip to mute attached microphone that sadly is not detachable. I'm not a fan of non-detachable microphones. I think they tend to look a little silly on you. Of course, we have a little bit of padding here at the top of the headband right here, or the bottom rather. And the wire itself is fused to the headset, so it is a non-detachable wire. Oddly enough, with the wire itself, I'm going to show you here, it's not something you traditionally find in most headsets, and this is possibly because this headset is aimed more so at PC gaming as opposed to console gaming, but don't worry, they got you covered. The headset wire, the wire itself actually splits off into both audio and microphone, and this is meant for your motherboard or your sound card or what have you into your PC. This way you can get both connections in there. Now, if you're playing on console, for example, on a PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S or X or what have you, they do have a provided adapter as well. So you simply plug in green to green, pink to pink, and now you're down to one simple connection. The wire itself is actually fairly long. Here, let's see. The wire for the headset itself, it looks like it's about roughly 6.5 feet long, so you're not going to have any issues with length. That's what I can't. That's not what she said. Actually, she can say that. Sure. Anyways, other than that, ladies and gents, the headset and this adapter is all you're going to get outside of the box. Let's go ahead and dive into the actual build quality now. So, as I was saying earlier before, the headset is an all plastic build. Kind of a concern for me being that it's all plastic, especially at the price point, because usually at the $80 and up price point, you start getting some sort of metal in there somewhere. Let's see what it looks like in terms of flexibility. There's actually a good little bit of resistance at about this point, but that's not too bad. It does extend out a fairly good bit, so it's going to fit most heads. Now, here is what I believe to be possibly the coolest thing about this headset, and I really, really hope other headset manufacturers adopt this. So take a look at my Razer Blackchart headset and look at the shape of the ear cup right here. It is an oval shaped ear cup. This is a very traditional shape for most ear cups on most headsets, right? Which is fine, it works, it fits comfortably. This Razer Blackchart V2 headset is probably one of the most comfortable headsets I've ever used in my life. But the GSP 302 has a more ear-like shape to its ear cup, which is really, I don't even know if innovative is the right word at this point, because I feel like this is something that most people should have just been doing from the get-go. I'm very surprised that you don't see this more often in more headsets and all that kind of stuff, right? But when you put this thing on, I forget what my setting is. Oh, it's max, because I have a big head. When you put this thing on, okay, it really it's contoured to the shape of a human ear, and it actually fits spectacularly well. Like, I'm talking like this is an incredibly comfortable headset. It has a really good fit around the ear. And obviously with it being pleather ear pads, it is a closed back headset, right? So I can hear myself speak, but I can awfully hear it. I can obviously hear that it's a bit muffled and whatnot. And as I've played games and listened to music on these things, most of that sound tends to stay in as opposed to getting out like you would experience in an open back headset. in terms of comfort, the headset's actually very lightweight. It's very comfortable. Once again, the ear-shaped ear cups are phenomenal. They're amazing. I love them. I hope that this isn't patented just to Sennheiser and EPOS, because I want to see other manufacturers adopt this style. Now, it is incredibly comfortable. I am a little saddened with the all-plastic build. Usually at this price point, like I said, you tend to start finding some sort of aluminum bands, metallic bands, what have you. However, I will say in its defense that the plastic does not feel cheap, which is actually a pretty good thing. Other than that, ladies and gents, the padding at the underneath the headband right here, although it appears to be minimal, is actually sufficient. I can barely tell if there's anything at the top of my head. If I had to complain about one thing in terms of build and or comfort, is that I despise how much space I have from my head to this headband. I hate this. And this is the one reason, y'all, I hesitated on buying this headset and reviewing it, because I felt like this just looks so goofy. I don't like it one bit. Not one bit. Not at all. Anyways, let's move on to sound. This being a closed back headset means that basically all of your sound is going to stay in, and not much sound is going to get in from the outside as well. So this is a really good kind of headset to use if you tend to play in a noisy environment, right? I did play games like PUBG and The Witcher and a couple of other games to kind of get a feel for what the soundstage is like. And I'll tell you this, oddly enough, although the Sennheiser headset that I tested prior was the Sennheiser Game 1, which is an open back headset, this headset does have a surprisingly decent soundstage. Its directional cues are okay at best, and it can kind of get the job done. I did experience one issue with using this headset, is that I felt like sound was coming out better on my left ear cup as opposed to my right, and if I tapped my right ear cup, it would kind of like get louder or lower depending on the tap. Like if I tap it one time, it would get a little louder. If I tapped it again, it would get a little lower. So it could be a defect with the headset that I purchased, or it could be something very wrong with the headset as a whole, right? Bass for the headsets isn't too bad. Typically when I've used closed back headsets, the bass is a little too much for my taste. This actually handles it just fine. Everything sounds nice, crisp, and clear. The only thing I would say is that the directional cues and the soundstage for this headset was not at all impressive. It was decent at best. In games like PUBG and Warzone, I felt like I heard those cues a little too late compared to my other headsets, compared to like the Razer Black Shark V2 that I use. Whereas in that headset, that soundstage is so great. I can hear things coming from a very good distance away, and it gives me enough time to react or be proactive, if you will. But other than that, game sounded great, vocal sounded great, dialogue sounds great, the environments and the ambiance of these games sound really good. If you're going to use this for, competitive shooters or anything of that sort, be warned that the soundstage is lacking, and I'm going to tell you right now, there are better options for soundstage than the GSP 302. Okay? Finally, let's go ahead and move on to the microphone and test it out so y'all can get a good idea of what this microphone sounds like, because surprisingly enough, it's actually kind of good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GSP 302's microphone in action, plugged in directly into my motherboard. No adapters, no post-processing, nothing at all. And I'll tell you right now, out of all the features and the ways that I look at a headset when I review them, basically are build quality, sound quality, mic quality. The mic quality is actually the most impressive thing about this. As innovative and as unique as the ear cup shape is, sadly, the headset doesn't really deliver in terms of sound as compared to the Sennheiser Game 1s. Now, granted, the Sennheiser Game 1 is a bit of a more expensive headset, but the quality that I came to expect from Sennheiser just based off that headset isn't necessarily delivered in this headset, but we can get to that in a moment. But this is what the microphone sounds like. It's plugged into Audacity. I'm running it right there. No problems, no big deal. Nothing crazy, nothing special. It is a really, really good microphone, and it sounds really, really good. Probably one of the best microphones that I have seen on a gaming headset to date. It does advertise itself as being a flexible microphone, but as it happens is that every time I try to position it differently, it pops right back into its default position. If I try to get closer to the mouth, then it just goes right back to its normal position. So not much you can really do there in terms of how you position the microphone, except for its little swivel action here. And then it is a flip to mute microphone, so once I do flip it down, it should go right back into action. And I will note that on Audacity, in the waveform here, I do see that there is some sort of audible noise that happens as you click the microphone up to mute it and when you click it down to unmute it. So I wonder if that's going to bleed into this audio. That'll be very interesting to see. But other than that, this is the microphone. The microphone sounds really, really good. As far as the headset's concerned, y'all, at $79.99, I'm going to have a hard time recommending this to anybody simply because it does not meet the standards of quality that I come to expect from Sennheiser. Even though it was on sale for $79, typically you can get this for about $110, which also is weird because it's $10 more just because it's black, which is interesting to me. But it's comfortable. It has some really good sound here and there as far as dialogue and the ambient noises in games. But when it comes to the directional cues and the sound stage, it just doesn't meet expectations, for me at least. It might meet them for you, but doesn't meet them for me. I do play games like PUBG. I do play Warzone from here time and time, and other first-person shooters and games where I just really want to have a good sound stage so I can tell where things are coming from, where a gunshot is coming from, where an explosion's at, or that person trying to sneak up behind me, or somebody on the top floor in the same building that I am, like it happens in PUBG all the time. When it comes to that, the headset just doesn't deliver, in my opinion. And for the price, there are other headsets that do it far better, like the Razer Black Shark V2, like a Philips SHP 9500, like the HyperX Cloud 2. All those three headsets are at about the same price range as the GSP 302, and they exceed, like exponentially exceed performance when it comes to soundstage. So I can't recommend this to y'all. Do check it out. If you are interested in checking it out or purchasing it because everything that I have talked about the headset and everything that I do like about it meets your needs, I'll have the link at the bottom below for you to click and purchase it. Just a heads up, I am an Amazon Associates member, so if you click that link to make the purchase of the headset, I do get a bit of the money. It'll support the channel, further content, making sure that everything is going well for y'all so y'all can keep enjoying the content that I make. But until next time, happy Thanksgiving once again. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be good to yourselves, be good to one another. Peace out.